Alright, welcome to Why I Suck, episode 4, where I'm joined by LSG Zie. Zie, for
Hi.
two people on YouTube that might not be familiar with who you are, why don't you let them know?
So like you said, I'm a LSG Zie. I play Palutena, and I'm from Louisiana, and I'm ranked number 2 in my state.
Mystic Star, you changed your name everywhere, didn't you? Is it Snaily now?
Yeah, that's what he goes by.
You're interested in this, but Zie is leaving. When are we going to do a Me Sword Fighter episode? Where you can teach
Yeah.
me about how down throw up air isn't true.
Oh my gosh.
We can hype it up. Don't believe the lies. Teach them why they shouldn't play Me Sword Fighter.
Oh my gosh, that'd be a good one.
We'll do like a 10-second YouTube video where all it is taking the little coin off of Me Sword Fighter and putting it on Palutena.
Yes.
Alright. So, Palutena. One of the quote-unquote easiest characters in the game.
Apparently, yeah.
So I'm playing with a Pro Controller for like the 4th time ever. Because I'm lazy. And I didn't want to plug in my stuff and actually run a cable across my desk.
Yeah.
What do you think? Where does the depth lie with Palutena? Because there is some depth at the top level with the character and with the way she approaches the game. What depth do you think that is?
So, I would say, one like pretty obvious thing that like has some depth to it is like teleporting, because like she has like obviously a bunch of different angles she can do. She has teleport cancels. She has some tech that was discovered relatively recently that allows her and other teleport bees to like shorten their teleport. So like that requires some tech skill. That's probably like the hardest thing she can do. Also, just kind of like, I guess like different spacings with explosive flame and whatnot. But like mostly I would say her depth comes from like, because she's so like simple, I guess, she can't really like, she's not like a character like, like Villager or whatever, or Wii Fit, where it's like their game plan is like, their game plan doesn't really change based on other characters. Like she kind of has to like adapt to the other opponent, or to like the opponent's character. So you have to just utilize her simple tools in like a lot of different ways. Because like, utilizing her ground tools can be difficult for like I basically, like when I first started playing Palutena, I like obviously other than down tilt, I like never used her tilts because I was like, oh, they're just super slow and like bad on shield. But I would say like mastering the usage of her tilts is definitely like one of the harder things, like the more you play her and like the higher level you get.
Right, nowadays we see a lot of you getting kills with up tilt.
Yeah, so like the reason I started doing that is because I remember seeing Jen Palutena from New York. He started doing like landing nair 1 up tilt, because like landing nair 1 will like pop you up like that. So like that's a true combo right there. And I saw him starting getting kills like that. And then after the nerf that happened like in the latest patch, her kill power was reduced in that like down throw back air is just harder now. But up tilt got buffed, and so going for those up tilt kills is like a lot more, like you see that a lot more often now. And another thing is that like up tilt can shield poke pretty well too. So like certain characters get shield poked better than others, like just based on like how tall they are and yada yada yada. So like Palutena, like her shield was like relatively low for like compared to most characters for getting hit by up tilt. And she didn't get hit, but like a character like I know Link and Fox, for example, they can be 100. They can have 100% of their shield. I'll run up to them and up tilt, and it'll shield poke their full shield. And so a character like Fox, like if we're like playing her in neutral or whatever, and like he thinks I'm gonna like dash attack or something, and I just do run up tilt, and he's at like 130, he just dies. So that's really useful. And then like you can also do like drag down nair into up tilt. But yeah, like I'm really glad that I'm using more of her moves now, because like she becomes more fun that way to me.
Right. So there's 100 guides on YouTube. Like there's 100 different like YouTube how to play Palutena, or how to do this tech, how to do that tech. You're gonna get a dozen videos telling you a dozen different ways to do it.
Right.
But I don't know how to teleport cancel. So why don't we start there? Like how do you do it?
So like the thing about Palutena's up B is that like even from Smash 4, it was like you never really needed to play Palutena to be able to teleport cancel with her because like the thing about her up B is that it slides pretty far after. Like, you know, if I land on like I basically held right down, so like I held like directly down and I landed on the Pokeball, but like I slide like super far. So like if you just kind of like aim for like near the edge of a platform, you're just gonna like slide off. So it's not like that it's not that strict, I would say, compared to like someone like Zelda or Mewtwo, where like you basically have to like land in the lip. See, like right there, but the one disadvantage of her sliding so far is that like if you get too close, you kind of just like slide way off. So like yes, it is easier to teleport cancel, but it also is easier to kill yourself.
So you aim towards the ledge, but you don't want to get too close to the ledge?
Yeah, because like because the leniency is there, you don't have to be specific in aiming directly for like the lips. You can just be like, okay, well I'm just gonna aim for like a little bit before it. Yeah, yeah. So you can just like, you know, I literally aim for like right on the like around this like white spot on the circle, and I got the teleport cancel. And it's also weird because like depending on how high you are, if you teleport directly down, you'll like watch if I'm gonna teleport like directly down, and like I got a teleport cancel because her slide is so far. Like the closer you are to the ground when you teleport, the farther the slide is.
I SD'd 3 times trying it.
Yeah, like it is like easy, but also it definitely requires a good bit of practice because like if you do it in a match and you just mess it up, then you die and you lose a stock for it. So like, you know, the risk reward can be kind of scary if you're not like, you know, well practiced with it.
Right. In what situations do you want to go for it?
It can be used really like, you know, it's pretty versatile, honestly. Like you can use it to get out of disadvantage. Like, you know, if you don't have a jump and someone's juggling you and you're on like Battlefield or PS2, basically just any stage of the platform, really. It can even be like Kalos. Like sometimes I'll like, you know, let's say like, you know, I'm on the Kalos or like I'm near the Kalos platform. I can like teleport like towards off stage and teleport cancel. Like one thing I'll do is like on Kalos, I might like teleport if we're on the left side of the stage. I'll teleport off the left side of the left platform, and then after teleport canceling off of that, I'll teleport to the ledge. And so I'll go from right here to the ledge within like, you know, a second or two. But then like also I've seen it be used like offensively, like you can like use it to like catch people off guard, like, oh, like, you know, Palutena center stage, she's probably just gonna like dash up like down tilt or something like that. So I don't really need to like be that cautious about my recovery, but like you can teleport cancel from like around like right here. You basically just like hold right and you'll slide off of it. Yeah, just like that exactly. So like you can use it offensively as well. One thing I like to do, it's kind of hard to do on PS2. But it's not like I would say it's not like a true teleport cancel in the sense that like you kind of have to wait. Like if I'm like, if I take someone's stock or whatever, and so like I'm waiting for them to come back, I can do like something like that. And it's kind of just like either A, they like their intangibility runs out and they get hit by it, or B, they give me respect and their invincibility runs out. So like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to do it every stock or like every game or every set or whatever, because like it's mostly a catch off guard thing, but like you can easily get like 50 damage like from like 0 for someone not knowing what to do or not like necessarily knowing you're going to do that.
The other thing you mentioned that I want to talk about a little bit, you mentioned the different lengths of explosive flame. So there's a wow, I can do it. Pro control is hard.
Oh yeah, because of no notches.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't.
Well, yeah, the difference between a short and a long one is it's just like a smash input or like a not smash input. So if you just like walk forward and press B, then you'll do like a short one. So just like hold all the way. That was a long one. So that you did a smash one. That means like you have to like you have to basically just like a hard input, I guess. But yeah, if you just kind of like stroll and you just like side B, you'll do a short one. But the interesting thing about explosive flame is that where the explosive flame comes out, like, okay, yes, there's only 2 distances, but like, okay, watch, I'm up against the ledge right here, so it's right there. But like, depending on where you press the B button is where it comes out. So that's why you can do stuff like that. And like, you know, this isn't like a set distance in the sense that like I'm not doing like a super close explosive flame. It's just the fact that I'm going towards it. Like if you're moving towards it, then it'll be closer to you in the end. So that's where the death comes in because you can do a lot of interesting things. One thing that that like my Palu mentor kind of told me towards the beginning of the game is that you can actually like jump cancel explosive flame. So like within the first 3 frames of jump spot, if you like do an explosive flame, it'll kind of be like offset from off the ground. So like you can take advantage of the fact that like most characters can't go underneath it, and it also becomes harder to jump over. So like there's like so much more to it than like I see people using.
So in my mind, the Zie, and this was like when you came to Houston at SFC and Darblies, and then when you played your standoff, the Zie was you're way over here in disadvantage, and your opponent's going for some sort of ledge trap.
Yeah.
And you hit him with an explosive flame.
Oh yeah, just like you know, if someone's kind of, oh what?
Are you jumping towards the stage? Is that what you're doing?
So yeah, so like basically like if someone's like corner pressing me or whatever, and it's like a character that can't really get to me super quickly, I'll run off stage, jump back, explosive flame. So like that. So basically like I'll run off, and as I'm rising with my double jump, I'll explosive flame, and it'll put it like right at the ledge. So like unless they're already next to me, then I won't get punished for it. Because like if they're anywhere past like this zone, then they either can't punish me or they're getting hit. Obviously, there's different timings to it. Obviously, there's different timings to it. You can get it like to be like close to you. You can get it to be like lower. You can get it to be like higher. You can get it to be like farther, like so on and so forth. But yeah, like the good thing about that is like, you know, if you hit it, you get a combo. If they respect you, then you get off. Then you know you get out of disadvantage. But the bad thing is like once people start catching on to you, you can start. They'll start just like dashing at you. So like if I do this and someone's already dashed to right here, they can just like charge a smash attack. So you know at that point you're like, oh well, what do I do? Well, you know I just use it.
Vinia handle it really well.
Oh yeah,
Not so big of a set you lost in, but he adapted super hard to it and started hitting you with dash attack and ledge. Greninja.
Yeah, Greninja being like, you know, a character that like just like naturally low profiles and being as fast as he is and having a burst option like dash attack, Greninja's really good against it. And against characters like that I know that will pressure me for trying to do it, but I'll start doing is, you know, like, oh, like, haha, I'm gonna keep going for this, whatever. And then when they're like, oh, I got you, I know what you're gonna go for now, I'll run off. Haha, you're at the ledge now, and I'm center stage. So like, there's a lot of depth to that, like just that one interaction right there. Cause like I didn't realize, cause I didn't at first when I first started doing that, no one started punishing me for it, cause like I've never seen anyone else do that before. So once my region started figuring that out, I'm like, oh okay, I can bait this out of people and like get myself in like to center stage while them like, you know, they'll be like they'll dash up right here, charge a smash attack while I'm like center stage, and like now I'm in advantage and they're not. So.
Gotcha. So you would say like instead of like obviously Palutena is not this tech monster character, but most of it's just the precise inputs with the teleport and the explosive flame, and then the decision making that she allows you. Like I feel like when I tell people to play Palutena, the reason I do it is because you don't like you can spend a lot of time thinking about what your opponent wants instead of thinking about this cool tech that you have to do. Yeah,
because like I consider myself like a lab monster. I definitely like lab tech and I lab all these different things. But like, you know, sometimes I wish that I made a character that had more like precise stuff, or like a character that had more like combo depth as opposed to just like the situational depth. Because like, you know, basically all the stuff that I want is like labbed out. Like there's not like some secret combo route that like, you know, as far as I'm aware, at least that, you know, Palu players haven't found out yet. You know, like our combo route is like, you know, pretty straightforward. So like I just get to spend most of my thinking and labbing on like just like figuring out like niche things that'll help me in certain matchups and like stuff like that, which like I also like doing, so that's fine with me.
What matchups would you say are the best for Palu amongst the top tiers?
Let's see. Okay, so she does well. She does really well versus Mario. Let's see who else. She does well. I've gone back and forth between this, but a good bit of people say that she does well versus Joker. Like slight beats Joker, so that's really good. Who else? Top, like a lot of the top tiers, she really like goes like even against. Like she doesn't like obviously thankfully for them, she doesn't like destroy any of them. But let me look at the cast because like there's so many top tiers in this game, like so many good characters.
That's fair. Do you buy into the whole Pikachu being the best character thing? Do you buy into that?
Yes, but I'm not like thinking it's by like a significant margin. But I just think he has too many good qualities and not enough bad. Like when I think of like other characters that could be number one, I'm like, okay, but they have these disadvantages to them. But Pikachu, I'm like, he doesn't really have like it's less about like Pikachu's strengths are obvious, but like a lot of good characters have great strengths. It's just like a lot of his like negatives are just not there.
That's fair.
Let's see. So I'm looking at the cast right now. So okay, so like Mario top tier, Palo does really well against. Let's see. Yeah, most of them are like even. Like Luciana's like an even matchup. Snake's like slight winning for Palu. Wario's like even. Peach is like even. Roy is like slight losing. Chrom is slight winning. Funnily enough, even though they're really similar.
Is that because of the recovery?
It's the recovery. And like I feel like Roy is easily gimped, but he has so many mix-ups surprisingly, like because he's a fast faller, because he can like air dodge to ledge, like because his airspeed is like top 4 in the game, so he can like mix you up really well. Like with Chrom, as simple as it is to say to like, just edge guard him, whatever, like Palu literally like has an answer for like basically like everything he wants. Like, if they misface it, she can counter. Up smash works really well. Down tilt will always work. So like it's really like it can really just be a game of like if I hit one nair on you and you have to deal with a 50-50 off stage, then like you kind of just die. Well, like Roy really doesn't have to deal with that as much. And Roy's kill potential, like I'll be dying more consistently to Chrom stuff, but Chrom will be dying more consistently to me, and I will also be dying earlier to Roy. So I have a lot more chances to kill Chrom than I do Roy, alongside the fact that it's hard to kill Roy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then rounding off the top tiers, I would say like Inkling is kind of hard, Greninja is kind of hard. PT is like even. If you consider Rob a top tier, I think Palu like destroys him. Palu beats Shulk. Yeah, I'd probably say like the top tiers Palu does best against is like Shulk, Rob, Mario, and maybe Joker. But yeah.
Maybe Joker?
Yeah, maybe Joker, because it's not that bad, but I've seen differing opinions, but I think it's at least even, maybe slight winning for Palu.
You play a lot of Joker.
I do, and my opinions of going back and forth, playing Sea Falcon, because he's super good, and he also plays Joker unlike a lot of other Jokers. Because I've seen the reason why Palu beats Joker is like, oh, like, she can out camp him, but like from my experience, it's the complete opposite. I really would wish that like there'd be an opportunity for like, because I've played like Zachary before, and like we had super close games. We played a set at Frostbite, and like it was so crazy. Game 2 between me and Zachary, we both went for an up smash, and it was last hit, last stock. Like we both were like at 120 plus on our last stock, and we both went for up smash. And I started mine a couple frames early, like probably like 3 frames early, but his is frame 10 and mine's frame 18. So like both of our animations came out, but his just killed me, and that's how the game ended. But I really wish like Sea Falcon. Yeah, I know, it was so fun though. It was super exhilarating. But I really wish Sea Falcon would get to like play versus like the really good Palus, because like I want people to see like that there are different ways to play the matchup. Because like how Leo plays Joker is like really aggressive. Like it's crazy that he's that good of a player when he like, because like okay, when you're camping, like you are quote unquote outplaying your opponent, but like there's a lot less to like outplay, because like you're not necessarily having to deal with their mix-ups. But like Leo just like constantly outplays people, and I'm not saying like Sea Falcon doesn't constantly outplay people, but he outplays people when he needs to. Like I feel like a good top level representation of how Cody or Sea Falcon might play Joker would be like Tweak's Joker, but Tweak doesn't play Joker that often.
See, Sea Falcon, in my opinion, has some of the best gun usage in the world. Like,
yes,
I don't think that's very hyperbolic. Like, he is insane with the way he uses the neutral B. Like, I watch a lot more Smash than I play, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watch a ton. I watch every regional that I can in the South specifically. So I've seen a lot of Cody's play with Joker, and he uses gun differently. Like, it sounds dumb to say it out loud, but he uses gun differently than every other Joker that I've watched regularly.
It's crazy because like it feels like he smothers me with gun, and like I don't know how, because it doesn't do that much damage and it doesn't put me in hit stun or whatever. But I just feel like it's so influential on the match. Like despite being so little damage, it's just like it makes you want to approach. And then like when he has Arsene, like you don't want to approach. It's just like so crazy.
Right, I remember, was it Ultimatum 2 where he was playing, was it Grayson in Grands? Was it in Grands, or was he in...
No, I remember, I don't think he played, I think he got double elim by Austin.
It was Austin.
But I remember, yeah, it was Austin in losers finals.
That set was crazy because he just slowed the pace. Against Austin, he managed to slow the pace to a crawl.
I know. Yeah, because we talked about, like, because, you know, he lost in winners versus Austin, and, like, it was kind of funny, like, on the camera before Cody went to go play Austin, like, it, like, panned to me and Cody, like, talking, like, me giving him advice, and I was talking about the set. And, like, he played that like, he ended up switching to Lucina, but I really think he did play that, like, the game that he played Joker, I think he played it really well. He just, like, and, like, the you know, in winners versus Austin, he did play really well. He just got kind of antsy, and that's what we were mostly talking about. But, yeah, like, he can manage to, like, slow the game down. At that point, like, he's, like, so calculating, and he's amazing at, like, you know, his reaction time is really good, and his awareness is great. So, like, him slowing the game down to that pace, which is, like, you know, his pace, it's just like, it's like really threatening in a way that, like, doesn't immediately hit you. Like, it doesn't feel like pressure because it's not, like, in your face, but It's like, okay, well, like, you know, he has the lead, so I can't time him out, and if I don't approach him, he's gonna get Arsene. But if I approach him, he's maneuvering around me, like, so well, and he's using gun to just, like, rack up damage when I approach. It's just, like, smothering, like I said.
And that was pre-nerf, too. So that was down gun being insane.
Yeah.
But back to Palutena.
Yeah.
There's the meme about Palutena only using Nair and neutral. So I wanted to get your thoughts on how do you approach neutral?
It really depends on the character, but, you know, when I was, like, not as good as I am now, and, like, when people weren't as good at the game, I definitely, like, use a lot of Nair, and I still do use a lot of Nair versus certain characters, but, like, it took me a bit to realize the brokenness that is forward air, because, like, it is a really great combo starter, to, like, say the least, and it's neg 3 on shield, and, like, you know, I can, like, because of Palo's arrow drift, I can, like, you know, against, like, certain taller characters, I can short hop fair, fade back, and, like, that can be hard for taller characters to deal with, or I can do, like, you know, landing fair, and because fair is, like, neg 3, even if someone parries it, like, literally, even if I don't space fair well, you know, I'm, like, really close to them, and I land with fair, and they parry it, it's only neg 6 or neg 7, depending on, like, you know, how high I land with it, which, like, not a lot of characters have, like, great, like, 7-frame punishes, like, oh, they can jab me maybe if they parry, but, like, you know, parrying an aerial is supposed to get you, like, a lot, but, like, versus fair, it's just so good. And then if I space it, a lot of those quick moves don't have the range to hit me, so, like, I can kind of just, like, yeah, you might know my timing, but, like, how are you going to punish this?
So fair being a great combo starter, because fair leads into, like, imagination pretty much, right? You get a fair and neutral, you can Nair and then enter the cutscene for, like, 40-50%.
Yeah, like versus, yeah, like, certain characters I can hit fair Nair, I can hit fair dash attack, I can hit fair grab, like, there's just, like, you know, all the combo starters that I want to hit, I can get from fair.
So aerial speaking, like, Nair and fair are your big combo starters, and back air is dumb.
Yeah, back air is very dumb. It's neg 5, it's a frame faster than forward air, and it's invincible. The hitbox is huge. It's like the only reason it isn't our main neutral tool is because we have a better front-facing aerial. So, like, gosh, I mean, even if back air was our main neutral tool, it's still really good. But yeah, fair. That just shows you how, like, you know, I just said it's huge. It's neg 5. It's invincible. Like, and fair is still better. That just shows that just goes to show you like how good or like her aerials are.
Right. I am of the opinion that like you take any of Palu's aerials and put them on a mid tier, the mid tier suddenly becomes a high tier.
Yeah, if you give any mid tier Palu fair, and like, because a lot of characters can't play neutral in like the best way. In that, like, okay, like a character like DK, for example, DK doesn't have a front facing aerial that he can play neutral with, because like he can't really do nair because the hitbox isn't great, and he can't do fair because it's like, you know, slow and not a good on shield, blah blah blah. But like, you know, like Palu fair, like having a neg 3 quick option that you can like just spam and like space and stuff like that, like it just makes neutral so much harder for the opponent.
How do you feel about her down air? Because I feel like the other Zie is you do a lot of down air shenanigans that a lot of Palus don't really go for.
Yeah, the thing about down air is like I really like to do it when because like, you know, if someone wants to like punish me but they're not necessarily confident on my timing, and like, you know, they're in shield or something, they can if they see me jumping at them, they might like spot dodge, you know, they'll like spot dodge cancel if I like land with an aerial or whatever. So like what I like to use down air for, in at least like I kind of like playing around people in neutral, is I'll use it as like a spot dodge punisher. So I'll short hop at someone, and I'll wait, like, you know, they'll think I'll do like a short hop fastball fair, but instead of doing that, I'll just do a short hop, and then I'll see them air dodge, and I'll down air. And then after the down air, like a lot of times people will after I punish their spot dodge with down air, I'll short hop at them again, and they'll spot dodge again. And so like if I get a second down air, then the third one's true. So like I get a lot of like triple down airs like so often. Like I've gotten like spot dodge read, down air, down air, down air, and like spike someone for it. And like it's just like a good bit of damage, and it puts them off stage, and it might even kill. So it's just crazy.
So early meta, like early meta, everybody was all focused on air, and then the only air we haven't spoken about how good up air is.
Very good, yeah. So, up air. Oh, what?
You can shark with it like Zelda too, right? I just fucked it up, but
yeah, like up air. Because okay, if someone has a tech on a platform, you just do this. Like against, like, you know, obviously not on Smash Bros. You can't cover the whole platform, but like this just covers the whole platform. And like, you know, yeah, you're only getting like the last hit, which like doesn't do like that much damage, but it's like you basically have like guaranteed tech chase. And if they're like at 130 or 140, whatever, they just like die. Like they can't really do anything about that. Like, you know, I'll go for like explosive flame stuff because it kills early. Like if my opponent just dies to this, then like there's no reason to not go for it. Because like, you know, if I like time it properly, like I can even like, or like, you know, they can't get up attack because I'll just, you know, if they miss a tech, then up air hits them. And no matter which way they tech, like if they tech in place, they get hit by more hits to the up air and they die. If they tech away, then like they get hit by like the last hit, and if they tech in, same thing. So like it's super good for that. Actually, another thing about up air, I was watching like I think it was a Gimmer video, and he mentioned like he was trying to like, it was a video about like why Sonic's good on Wi-Fi, but like something like the reason I'm thinking about it is because he mentioned like, you know, like a zone that people need to react to, and he mentioned that a character like Palu with her up air, like if someone's like in the air, Palu can like basically force you into a 50-50, like because you can't necessarily react to her doing this. Like this is just too fast for someone to just be like, oh, I see Palu jumping at me, so let me like jump or air dodge or whatever. So like, you know, with as early as it kills and as big as it is, like, you know, if you're forced to directional air dodge away from it, Palu's air drift and run speed are really good, that she can just like chase you. And then if you neutral air dodge and you're not fast falling, I just frame trap you. So basically the only option you have against it is like if you're high enough you can double jump, but then you have to deal with the same mix up again without a jump. Or if you're high enough you can fast fall air dodge, but like if I read you fast fall air dodging, I just charge down smash, or I can I can just do my invincible dash attack, or I can do my disjointed up tilt that lasts forever that kills. It's just like, it's so hard being in the air versus Palu.
So I never realized how hard it was to react to up air before. Like I knew on paper that it was, but until you put it into words and articulated it, I didn't think about it like that.
Right, and like it's not just like it's not like if Banjo jumps at me and hits me with an up air, like, yeah, I'm taking a little bit of damage, but I'm not dying. Like, this is like a big up air that kills and does a good bit of damage. So, like, you have to, like, be scared of this.
Right. I think the only ground-based move that we haven't really talked about any of the ground-based moves yet. So let's start with this one.
Dash attack.
And why it is amazing.
Okay, so dash attack, it is frame 6. So from a standing position, it's frame 7 because like you have to do the one frame of a dash to start. But other than so her jab is frame 8, and her up tilt is frame 8. So like dash attack is her fastest like grounded tool. So like having access to that, it being invincible. So like if someone like is trying to land with an attack and like it's not like like my whole body isn't invincible obviously, and surprisingly enough like they actually nerfed. It's funny that we talked about up air too. Like they nerfed up air and dash attack and back air from Smash 4 as far as like the shield, how much it protects you. But that just goes to show you like how good that move is, that it's like it got nerfed and it's still that good. But someone's landing with an attack, which like a lot of people do in this game because of like how like not like low risk a lot of attacks are, at least for like the better characters. I can just like stuff that out with a dash attack. So like if someone doesn't have a jump and they have to land, and I can just kind of like scout out where they're gonna land. If they fast fall air dodge, my dash attack not only does it have invincibility, but it also lingers, and I can combo off the lingering hit for like depending on like how late the lingering hit hits. So like if they fast fall air dodge and a dash attack, they get hit. If they fast fall land with a hitbox, they get hit. So like they have to like fast fall like directional air dodge or something, and then if I dash attack, I can still probably dash attack again if they try and directional air dodge away from it. So like use dash attacking while someone's in the air. Granted, it won't necessarily kill until a pretty high percent depending on DI, but like it's just like you kind of just have to hold this damage. Like it's just that good. Like they might get their jump back and stuff, but they're back in the air against Palu, and like the angle that it sends at, even if it doesn't combo, like even if you get like the strong hit, which doesn't like combo, you can still like it sets them up perfectly into just like me doing this into like that. The angle is just really favorable for me.
So at super low percents in neutral, dash attack isn't true to Nair, but
correct.
What is it true into anything, or is it just?
If you get the lingering hit, you can get like a forward air. You're not getting like crazy combos off of it, but like you can combo off of dash attack, which like dash attack is already broken as it is. So like being able to like combo off of it like in any situation is crazy. Surprisingly enough, like you don't want to be like the most time you're gonna be using dash attack is when your opponent's in the air, because if you use it on the ground, there's a chance they can shield, and it's neg 21 on shield. So like like some characters can like drop shield smash attack it. Like like granted Mario's down smash isn't that strong, but like he can drop shield down smash against like dash attack on shield. So like you don't want to be like quote unquote spamming it in neutral whatever, but mostly in the air is when you want to be using it. You want to like when your opponent's on the ground, you mostly want to be using like your like safe aerials and whatnot. And like it can dash attack definitely can be used on the ground to like beat hitboxes, but where it shines is when the opponent's in the air.
Okay, so shines mostly in the air. It is a kill option. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah, it can kill, and the thing is, it's one of those moves where like if you're getting hit. Like, if you're like at around kill percent and I hit you right here, you're like, oh shoot, I need to DI towards the stage, and I dash attack you. Well, dash attack angle is more favorable for me if you DI in, because at kill percent, depending on how you DI, if you DI away, it sends at a more like 45 angle, but if you DI in, it sends at like a 80-degree angle or 75-degree angle. So like you can die earlier if you DI in, which is what most people do when they're scared of dying. So and like. It's one of those moves where it's like it's fast enough where it's like hard to know that you're about to have to DI it. So like I usually get like a good bit of earlier kills than I should be, because people are just like reactionary DI in against kill move.
Right, I didn't know about the angles on it. There's a lot of Palu stuff, but apparently I didn't know.
Yeah, there's like a lot more to her than even I thought in the beginning.
So her other move that I think like a lot of people view as mediocre, or some will even tell you it's bad. Forward tilt.
F tilt. Yeah, it's okay. So it's like frame. It's frame slow. I'll just say that much. It's like frame like 14, 15, 16 around that area. Maybe I think it's frame 18, but it's neg 28 on shield. So like you can get drop shield like smash attack like super free. Granted, like they'll have to like drop shield dash up a bit, but like they can definitely still hit you for it. But like, you know, again, another place it shines is like when someone's in the air. So like if you think someone's gonna like if you're pretty sure someone's gonna land with a hitbox or, you know, an air dodge or whatever, but like you're not necessarily sure of their timing, like, you know, dash tag works well and it does linger, but like if you're not sure of the timing, you can just F tilt, because F tilt, you know, obviously lasts like a super long time, and the angle that it sends at is really good, because like, you know, if someone's like landing into your F tilt, as in like they don't have a jump and they're in the air, like the angle that it sends at is really bad for like recovery. Like it sends like, you know, horizontal. So like if someone doesn't have a jump and they get hit by F tilt, like then it's basically they either die because they can't recover, or it's a free edge guard because they don't have a jump and they're that far off stage. And like, you know, Palu having a counter, like if you have to recover linearly and you have a hitbox in your recovery, then you just counter. Yeah. But one use for F tilt. So, you know, I've done like a lot of like niche labbing, like I've said, for matchups and stuff. So I'm not sure if you know it visually it's kind of obvious, but like, you know, game sense wise, it might not be. You know, different characters have like different ranges for their get up attacks. Like, you know, like Bowser has the biggest range in the game. Like his will reach like way over here, but then like your character like Squirtle or Young Link reaches like nowhere. So what you can do, something I realized, because like I lab a lot versus Ink Link, that's a matchup I play often in my region.
Shout out to RJ.
Shout out to RJ, yes. Is certain characters' get up attack ranges are small enough that you're because like, you know, you can't hit through someone's get up attack because they're fully intangible, but certain characters' get up attack ranges are short enough that your F tilt outranges their get up attack. So in theory, it can cover almost every option, because like obviously like the options that it doesn't cover is like, you know, drop off, like air dodge down, you know, like drop off whatever, or just holding ledge, and it also doesn't cover like jump, get up, drift back. But if they neutral get up into it, they get hit. If they roll, they get hit. If they jump and they hold forward, they get hit. And if they get up attack, they get hit. So like it can be super good at ledge trapping certain characters.
Gotcha. Ledge trapping leads into our other favorite tilt.
Ooh, yeah. Down tilt. Ooh, down tilt. Annoyingly, down tilt has gotten worse over time, because people have realized that like you can just DI down tilt away to like not get hit by back air. But like at the beginning of the game, you would always see like, no, it's like Nairo. I mean, you still see him hit it sometimes, but like now people are DIing it. But like, you would see Nairo hit like down tilt back air, and that's just like kill confirm. But yeah, like down tilt lingers forever. It's frame 14, so it's kind of slow, but like it lasts super long. So you don't really have to time it when it comes to like two framing. And even if they do DI it, it's sent at a favorable angle, because like if you like DI it and you back air, like for example, one character I fight a lot, like I said, is Joker. So if he has Arsene, then down tilting him to two framing is free. So like, you know, like I said, you can just DI away. But if he DIs away, and let's say we're on like, you know, PS2, so there's no platform for him to like go to, like Kalos, then if I down tilt and he DIs away, he just has to hold that. If he air dodges to ledge, I can just down tilt again. If he up Bs, I just down tilt again. Like, yes, you're DIing away, you're not getting hit by back air, but you keep getting hit by down tilt. So like, you're gonna keep taking damage. And at a certain point, you just like, you take enough damage to die in air. So like, like DIing away isn't necessarily an answer, it's just a temporary solution. But yeah, and then like even beyond that, like down tilt is like really good for ledge trapping minus two framing, because like if someone's standing gets up into it, there's two ways down tilt hits. It you know, when two frames, it pops them up, but if it hits a grounded opponent, then it sends them like away. and it sends it like a falcon down tilt angle, which is just like I guess like you could say like a semi spike angle. So like it sends them like horizontal and slightly down, so it's like perfect for messing up people's recoveries. So yeah, so if someone standing gets up into it, they get hit. If someone jump get ups, they get hit, and they'll get popped up. If someone rolls, down tilt is like relatively lagless enough that I can like dash attack or back throw their roll. You know, if they give attack, then they can start hitting me. Which another person like I said from my region, I play RJ. He knows that I like to down tilt at ledge, so he'll start get up attacking. So what I'll start doing is I'm like, okay, you want to get up attack? I'll do down tilt, and then I'll dash back F smash, and I'll barely outrange his get up attack, and I'll kill him at like 60 for it. Another thing I like to do is like, if you see someone crouching, especially like if it's a character like Palu who's like, oh, like, she's crouching, she's probably gonna do down tilt. What you can take advantage of is like, oh, like I see Palu crouching, she's probably gonna go for a down tilt, right? So I'm gonna get up attack. And so you take advantage of that by doing a crouch and then dashing back and then outraging the get up attack with like F smash or something like that. So like down tilt has so many uses. But I haven't really seen other people do this, but another thing you can do with down tilt, it's really good for ledge chopping, obviously, but like in neutral, like this is really hard to approach for certain characters. Like if you don't have a really good burst option, like if you don't have like a snake dash attack, a Joker dash attack, wolf dash attack, if you don't have like a ZSS run speed, like a stuff like that, then like you don't really approach this. And what certain characters can do is they can approach from the air. So like what I remember, I fought a Sonic player before, and I kept doing this, and he was like, well shoot, what do I do now? I can't dash in. So he's like, okay, well I'll just like run in and neutral B. So like his neutral B high profile my down tilt. So I'm like, and I got hit by it. I'm like, okay, well that works. And so I started doing this, and then I saw him dash in, and then I started charging up smash, and then he neutral B'd right into my up smash and died. And then stuff like that, like mixed like that. And then like another thing, Squirtle. Squirtle is a character like his like dash attack is a burst option, but he has such little range and he's not like super fast. So like it can be hard for him to get in on this, but he can just like short hop over it and forward air me. So I'm like, what can I do against forward air? Oh, I know, I can bait him to forward air and then I'll just anti-air him with my super big lingering F tilt. And like, if they start trying to come at me from the air, I can just start doing F tilt. And like if they jump, obviously if they shield it, he can punish me. But like if he jumps, like this is my zone right here. Like you cannot jump or come near me when I'm doing this. So I've just found that like down tilt can be really useful, and like also taking advantage of the fact that like down tilt puts you in crouch. So like versus a character like Bayo, I play Captain Zack a lot. When he like Bayo's neutral is really bad, but usually what Bayo wants to do is take advantage of you short hopping in neutral. So she'll ABK.
Right.
So if she ABKs at you, like her side B, aerial side B, then and you jump, you get hit. But if you do this, her ABK doesn't hit you. She has to be super close for her to be able to punish you. And like she doesn't have really good burst options. Like her side B gets hit by this, her dash attack gets hit by this. Her dash attack, it's hard for her to punish this with dash attack. And so like she has to like run in and like shield. But if she runs in and shields, then I can start like making her play honest and like not necessarily just running in and shield. I can just like start grabbing her. So like this really sets a precedent that like you can't approach me like all willy-nilly. Like you can't jump at me from the air because I can just like F tilt, or I can like up smash depending on what character you are, and you can't just mindlessly dash in at me, because like if you do this and you shield it at max distance, it can be hard to punish because it's not that bad on shield. So like I've just noticed that like characters that like versus Pokemon trainer Squirtle in particular, I like to spam down tilt a lot. So that's probably like her best it's her best tilt for like many reasons.
So a lot of the advice you're giving, a lot of the stuff you're saying when you're talking about specifically the tilts, are really like reactionary or defensive play based.
Yes.
You talk about walling out, preventing approaches, catching aerials, so on. Would you say Palutena, English is hard, lends herself towards being a more defensive play style? Like,
I think that's what I think about characters like, like Joker and like Palu. Like they have all these great options to keep people out and stuff like that. And from experience, that's what I do. Like I play defensive with Palu, and what I see with Joker versus like C Falcon, he plays defensive with Joker. But then I see players like Nairo and Leo who just like go in all the time, and I'm like, wow, our characters are so broken that we have amazing defensive options, and our characters have amazing offensive options. So like I would say like it really depends on your playstyle, because she like as really good as her keep out game is, like her airspeed as well as like her like safeness of aerials as well as like her shield pressure with like moves like Nair like are super offensive as well. So like it really depends. Like I would say the key to mastering her is like utilizing her tilts and stuff like that for defensive stuff, and then her arrows and whatnot for like offensive stuff.
For the players just starting out, would you say lean more heavily into whatever style you're more comfortable with? So if you're a comfortable defensive player, you would recommend starting there, versus if you're comfortable playing aggressive, then you can start there as well?
Right, yeah, because like if you didn't start this game out playing Palu, or if, like maybe like if you're coming from Smash 4 playing a character or whatever, if you played like a zoner, you can play Palu like a zoner. Like you can like down tilt, you can neutral B, you can like side B. But if like if maybe you played like a slightly more aggressive character, you can like run in, you can like do fairs, you can like like Nair and whatnot. I would say how like playing her defensive, like she has more tools to play defensive, but in general, like offensive play is like more obvious. So like the tool that she wants to go for offensively is less, so like it's easier to go for. But I would say in terms of like easiness to like play offensive, but easiness to like succeed with would probably be defensive, just because like versatility wise she just has more tools to play defensive, I think. But like she almost has as many tools to play offensive, so I really think like you can play her however you want, which like that's why she appealed to me, because like in Smash 4 I went between both ways. Like towards the beginning of the game I definitely was more aggressive, and then towards the end of the game I started playing more defensive, and then once I found Palu I'm like, well, I can take advantage of both.
That's definitely a fair assessment of it. The last like grounded move that we haven't covered is her jab, which a lot of people say is horrendous.
Jab, jab, jab. It is definitely not what Smash 4 jab was. So her jab, it's an okay jab lock tool. It's frame 8, so you can't really get much off of it. So like you can't really like Palu, you're not really necessarily gonna be jab blocking a lot, but jab's there to jab block. Jab 1 is like relatively safe on shield, so maybe you can like like jab 1, like dash back or whatever, but she doesn't really have many mix-ups off of it. And like you're not ever really like the percent at which you can do Nair drag down, like you would just Nair drag down jab, you just wouldn't do it because up tilt's the same frame as jab, so you're never really gonna do that. One thing I used to do like at a low level, or like when I was like not as good, is like if I thought someone was gonna like get up off of ledge with like a jump or something, or like a drop off jump, I would jab. And like why that was good is because like I don't have to time it because I'm just holding it. And if they jump into it and they don't have their jump, jab sends at a pretty favorable angle for me in a similar way to down tilt. It doesn't send as like low, I would say, but like the trade-off for it not sending as low is that I don't have to time it as well. Granted, down tilt isn't super hard to time either, but like jab, you're literally just holding it. But I would say jab is definitely like her least used move. Like I don't really use it as a neutral tool. I don't really use it to ledge trap. I don't use it to catch people's landings. I mostly just use it like, maybe like if I read someone spot dodging and I'm just like holding jab, or maybe I might spot dodge cancel jab. Like, okay, because like up tilt doesn't reach as far as jab. So like as far as my spot dodge cancel options, they're really limited because like I have like a really slow F tilt, I have a really slow down tilt. None of my specials are good to spot dodge cancel. And then up tilt and jab are like the fastest things I have. So like I guess like spot dodge cancel jab is probably the best thing, but it doesn't do that much damage, and like it I can tech chase off of it, I guess. But yeah, other than that, it's definitely her least used move, and I can't see much use for it I'm definitely like willing to explore how good like in like jab one like into like whatever is, because like jab one, like I said, is pretty safe on shield, but I feel like there's just other moves that do its job better.
That's definitely fair. And a character that's full of options.
Yeah, like she has one move that's like not great, which is like a lot of top tiers like have at least one move that's just like not amazing.
That's why people argue that Pikachu's the best, because you can't think of a move that's just bad.
Yep, exactly.
Let's talk about her throws real quick. So her grab range is notoriously absurd.
That grab, oh my god, this character. Yeah, her standing grab and her dash grabbers, insane. Like,
Trying to find the furthest distance where the grab will connect. Right?
oh,
Like, what business does that grab have connecting?
yeah, like, oh my god, this character's crazy. So like, it's kind of funny, cause like, like, I don't really have an out of shield game, and like from Smash 4, like shield grab was a thing, and like within the first few months of Ultimate, you saw a lot of people shield grab because like that's what it was from Smash 4. But like I can still shield grab because my shield grab is like crazy. Granted, Palu doesn't have the fastest grab because like the fastest grabs in the game are frame 6, and Palu has a frame 7 grab. So like out of shield is frame 11 as opposed to frame 10 like other characters. But like the range like just completely makes up for it. So like characters like like in specific matchup stuff. So like Roy's jab on shield is -9 on shield. So like I can act 9 frames before him, and his fastest option that beats grab is spot dodge, and spot dodge is frame 3. So I can grab him like basically a frame before his spot dodge comes out, like becomes intangible. But a lot of characters, you would think like, oh, -9, that means that characters with frame 6 grabs can grab him out of shield. But like, there's like, because his jab has so much like shield pushback, a lot of characters can't grab it, but Palu can. So like, just stuff like that. Like a lot of characters' moves that like are like frame data wise unsafe, but distance wise are safe. Palu just kind of like negates that by having a huge grab range.
Right, and then so her throws, like we talked a little bit about down throw back air no longer being true.
Yeah, like it's still true. It's just like a lot more precise. Like you have to like dash a certain amount of frames and whatnot. And like it's just, and even when you do dash those certain amount of frames, it's like still not as true like certain like later. And like certain characters you have to like dash like 4 frames as opposed to 6. Some characters you have to short hop. Some characters you have to full hop. Like so on and so forth. So it's not just like I'm just gonna like learn down throw back air one way and then like do it that way. But one thing about down throw is that like, because like I mentioned earlier with dash attack, people instinctively like if they're at kill percent, they're like, shoot, I'm gonna DI in because I don't want to like DI away and die to forward throw. So they're like, okay, I'm just gonna DI in, and they DI in on down throw, they go straight up, and then I up air them, and then they die because up air just kills really early. But like, she doesn't really have like I remember from like Smash 4 or like, and even in this game with Mario, like you might be scared of DIing in on Mario's throws at the ledge because he can down throw into like up air, up you, and then you might be scared to DI away because forward throw might kill. But Palu's forward throw will not kill. Like it just does not kill. Mm-hmm. So every time I see people DI in on down throw, I'm like, there is no fear. And as soon as you see Palu grabbing you, hold towards off stage because forward throw will not kill you. Granted, you will have to deal with an edge guard that's a slightly harder to deal with edge guard because like you did DI away, so you're a little bit closer to the blast zone. But like you will definitely die, assuming I react. You will definitely die if you DI in on down throw. So it's definitely better to take the definitely won't die in that instance with forward throw.
That's fair. So the up throw.
Up throw is nice. Yes, it is. Up throw is a kill throw, albeit late. But like if we're like, if I'm ledge trapping you and you're like at 180,
so like and let's see what I want to see what percent it'll kill Palu out. I guess I gotta do a couple different moves so it doesn't stale, huh?
Yeah, just like up smash me, or I guess.
Bro, that wait, killed at 100%.
Okay, Palu's broken. Never mind. Yeah, so like up throws,
what percentage it kills at?
Yeah, up throw's good because if I'm like ledge trapping Then and we're both at a high percent, so I'm like trying to play it safe. So like I'm like shielding at ledge and whatnot, and I like react to your get up. Then and like you're like at and like I said 180, and back throw probably won't kill. Then like up throw just kills. And the good thing about like up throws in this game, or like in this game being like Smash, is that like if you had the choice between having a good up throw and having a good like horizontal kill throw, you'll always want a good up throw because up throw, it can kill from anywhere in the stage. Okay, so let's see 182. So just DI, just hold away.
Not quite.
So yeah, so like around like I guess like 180 something. So like now it'll kill, probably. Wow. Well, yeah, staleness. So yeah, that would have killed if it was fresh. So like yeah, like and like especially post patch, people will be living longer against Palu. So up throw became a little bit more relevant. But yeah, being able to kill anywhere on the stage with up throw is really good. But like I might kill with up throw maybe once every tournament at most. But other than that, I don't really find myself using up throw against any character.
Is that just because the utility that down throws offers, and then forward throw putting them in free disadvantage in the right spot, and back throw being a kill throw? So there's.
Yeah, exactly. So like up throw is usually the throw that I'll be using the least. It's like if up throw won't kill, I'm not using it more often than not. There's like obviously like really niche scenarios where like maybe if we're on like Yoshi Story and like I grab you on the top platform at 60, I might like up throw and like up air you or whatever, which obviously is not a true combo. But like it's just like.
But we talked about the frame trap situations that you can find yourself in when recovering versus when landing versus Palu.
Yeah, and then like if you're on Yoshi Story and you get grabbed on the top platform, the likelihood that you'll panic more so than often is like high. So like, I can take advantage of that, like panic by like baiting out an up air or just going for the up air and just killing super early. Another thing about forward throw is that like one thing I like to do with forward throw, depending on the percent, I like to forward throw, and so okay. So I on particular, I like to do it on Kalos, like it'll happen on like PS2 as well. So let's say I grab you at the ledge, and you're at like a fringe percent where it's like I know that you won't die to back throw, but you don't know. And so you're like, okay, well, or like maybe you're at a percent where like if you DI properly on back throw, you won't die, but if you DI incorrectly, then you will die. So you DI correctly, which is towards center stage. So you're DIing towards center stage, and sometimes what I'll do is if I know back throw won't kill, assuming you DI properly, I'll F throw. So let's say like we're like we're like right here. So instead of back throwing, I'll F throw, and because they're DIing towards the stage, the angle on F throw is a little bit lower. So like watch like DI in on F throw. Oh wait. I'm trying to get a little damage. Okay.
That's
so you went a little bit high, and now DI away. So you went lower. So what I like to take advantage of is I will F throw people right here, or like on the opposite side or whatever. This is just a good position. I'll F throw people right here when I know back throw won't kill. They will hold towards the stage, and what will happen is they'll land on this opposite platform, not realizing that I didn't back throw, and they'll miss their tech. And after I'll F throw, I was supposed to flame the platform, and if I can cover the whole platform with it, and at that percent they'll most likely die.
So I really want to cover explosive flame now because the transition's too good to say no to.
Yeah.
We talked about using it off stage. We talked about how it follows your direction and only has 2 lengths.
Yes.
One thing I don't think we hit it on much is, let's say somebody's trying to land against you and you jump here, anticipating them to drift this way. So you're expecting them to drift towards that platform, so you jump. Go for the up air here.
Yeah.
You can cover the other option with that.
Yeah, like if they're like, if I jump at them and they get scared, like, and they're like high up enough to where they're like, oh shoot, I'm just gonna like drift like completely away, then like I can like far explosive flame, I can like short explosive flame, And like if I short explosive flame, it covers directional air dodge really well. And if I far explosive flame, it covers them drifting that way really well. And like what might happen is they might be drifting that way, realize that I'm putting the explosive flame there, and be like, oh shoot, let me directional air dodge towards let me just directional air dodge. So like if they're like right here, or like right here, and I explosive flame right here, then they're gonna be like, oh shoot, if I neutral air dodge, I'm gonna get hit by it. If I directional air dodge towards it, I'm gonna get hit by it. So let me directional air dodge away from it, and then they're directional air dodging towards me, and then I punish them for it.
I think that just the falling explosive flames is one of the best tools on Elite Smash. If you're watching this and you want to get a lot of early gimmicky kills in Elite Smash, it works. I don't know why it works as long as it does, but it always works on Elite Smash.
It's so funny. I don't know. I don't get that in real matches, but for some reason, Elite Smash, I've done that. Like I did it on accident one time before, and I'm like, wait, why did that work? And then I just kept doing it.
Yeah, if you're a Palu player and you're going 0-2 or you're in Elite Smash, it's an easy way to get you out of the 0-2 rut, and it's an easy way to get you out of the Elite Smash rut. Like that's probably really bad advice to give people, but I went 0-2 for a very long time before I started doing that. I just started throwing that out like in the losers round 1 match, and it just works. It just works sometimes. Like people either know how to react to it or don't. People that don't get punished super hard.
And then it's like, the move already has like a good bit of base knockback, but like if they're like at 80 and they get hit by this, they just die.
Mm-hmm. Like it's a great mix up at high levels, and it's like a great general tool at low levels.
Mm-hmm.
So counters in this game, not all that useful.
Yeah.
Palu's is better for 2 reasons in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess only better for 1 reason. The reflecting projectiles is really, really good.
Yeah, I definitely find myself using it more as a reflector than a counter. More so, like, okay, that reason being, like, the reflector is just really good, but like also the thing about her counter is that okay, the good aspects of her counter, it lingers for a while, and
for a while, deceptively long compared to sorties.
Yeah, for sure. So it does linger for a while, but like the bad aspects of it is like I can if like Lucina counters like a Roy fully charged F smash at like 30, they'll die. But if I counter Roy fully charged F smash at 30, like he's definitely gonna live. So like my counter, not only is it weaker, but like it's wonky in that the hitbox is like it's really easy to avoid Palu's counter. Like for example, I was trying to lab versus K. Rool, just like I was trying to see how I can get. Yes, shout out to Kirby Kid. I was trying to see how, if I could, go about countering K. Rool's up B. And so, I was like labbing with 2 controllers, whatever. So like I ran off counter, and like I was up being straight up with K. Rool, and it worked. I'm like, well, how does he go about avoiding it? And I'm like, wait, let me try something. So instead of up being directly up, I was up being directly up with K. Rool, and then as soon as the counter activated, I started drifting behind Palu with the up B, and then he just completely avoided the counter. So I'm like, oh, that's why. Yeah. So like characters, for example, like Ken and Ryu, like if they can get low enough and like close enough to the wall, and like if I do like this and they like get slightly behind me, my counter will activate, but it'll activate in front of me, and they won't get hit, and it'll just whiff, and now now I'm like way down here and I have to like recover whatever. But yeah, it's just iffy because I've had it miss so many times. Granted, it's not as bad as Shulk's counter, which misses more than it hits, but my counter does miss a good bit. But it's good. It's a counter, so like counters like typically are not bad moves. Like I would rather have a counter than not have a counter, but like definitely the best part of it lies in the reflector. Granted, like I remember like from Smash 4, her side B was her reflector, and she could she could put out her side B and then walk behind it and have it still be out. So like you know, she can approach while stopping people from zoning. And like, you know, her reflector, like watch neutral B, and then
As soon as I stop SDing.
yeah. Oh wait, let me get away from you so I can react. So like it lingers a little bit. So like sometimes what'll happen is like let's say like a character has like 2 projectiles. So let's say Samus, for example. Samus is a classic example. She'll be doing side B in neutral. She'll like let's say we're just like on the other side of the stage. She'll be doing side B, and then like closely behind that side B, she'll shoot a shard shot. So what'll happen is I can reflect the side B, and then my side B reflector or down B. I can down B the side B, the missile, and my reflector will linger, and it'll also reflect the next projectile. So like, you know, shooting 2 projectiles, you know, against certain characters, like, you know, if they just have like a like if you're playing like as Fox, and like the Fox like reflects the first projectile and then doesn't hold it, then he'll get hit with a second projectile. But like I can like move after I activate my projectile, my counter with the reflector, and like it'll reflect the second thing, so I don't have to like worry necessarily about like timing, like, oh shoot, I see a second projectile coming. So that's another good aspect of it. And you know, it definitely adds to her like anti-zoner like capabilities, because like she already has really good zone breaking with just like dash attack, with like explosive flame. Like, you know, if
Back
someone
here.
wants to sit on back here, if someone wants to sit on the opposite side of the stage as me and like just like, you know, like shoot a bunch of projectiles, I can just like explosive flame and they'll get hit. Or I can reflect, or I can just like, you know, use my really good airspeed to just get in, or I can use my invincible moves. So it's like she has a lot of options for that, and just reflector just adds to that.
Right. I think so. One thing that a lot of new players have a problem
Mm-hmm.
with is overutilizing the counter down B.
Yes,
You see it
absolutely.
so much. Look at the lag. So I'm all the way up here and I use it. I can't react. Like now I can act. It's
Right.
insane how far you're locked in that animation.
Yeah.
Now, when you watch high level Palus, you'll see them do things like land right on top of their opponent and then counter. Like I've seen you do it a lot. I've seen Nairo do it a lot.
So situations which I like to use it in is like two situations. One, when I think people, like, you know, if I'm like at the ledge and I think someone's like, or like around the ledge and I'm about to land on the ground without a jump, whatever. You know, if you are landing on the ground and you don't have a jump, so like you don't have access to, you know, jumping away or whatever, and your opponent has like a pretty like long range smash attack, you know, sometimes like this can cover like multiple options. It can cover fastball air dodge. It can sometimes cover directional air dodge. It can cover people landing with a hitbox, depending on like how big the hitbox is. So like, you know, smash attacking someone's landing isn't that bad. So like I like to, like, if I don't have a jump and I think you will, and I, you know, if I have a feeling that people will like smash attack me when I land, I can just like counter and then they'll hit me. The only time I use it is like a lot of people are really antsy about using their out of shield options. Like I know like Link players in particular are like super like if you just, or Bowser for example too, like if you get towards their shield, they just use their out of shield option. So like what I like to do sometimes is I'll like empty land, or like I'll like jumping people not using a hitbox, or like let's say like I don't have a jump, so like I know I'm about to get out of shield. I'll just, you know, I'm like, okay, well I can't throw out a hitbox because they're shielding and it's out of shield me. So, and I can't air dodge because they'll just hit me. So if they think that I'm going to land with an aerial, like, you know, if I land into them with an air, then like, you know, Bowser or Link can like up B me. So I'll just like, I'll get close to the ground and I'll counter, and then they'll use their out of shield option and then I'll hit them. And so it's like, you know, I abuse the fact that they didn't react by countering.
Right. Bowser's definitely loved to be out of shield, and the Links are always pressing there.
Yeah, that.
How do you like to utilize the neutral B, the auto reticle?
Okay, so certain characters, you know, the more I've played, especially the characters in my region, there are certain characters that can like dash under it. Like, you know, of the faster Fire Emblem characters can dash under it. So like, you know, like Marth, Lucina, Roy, Chrom, they can dash under it. Inkling can dash under it. Joker can dash under it. Just like characters that like naturally low profile with their dash. So like using it in neutral versus them is kind of iffy. But like, using it versus characters with projectiles that have hurt boxes, as in like DDD. So like if he like throws out a Gordo, I just neutral B, and it the Gordo will hit him as well as neutral B is hitting him. I like to use it to like it can be used to edge guard, like something I like to do. I saw Jin do this as well. Yes. Well, no, he'll like, okay, versus like Simon, for example, he'll hold ledge and he'll drop off, turn around neutral B. And so like what that does is it'll like send the auto retos will get sent at like it's kind of hard to do. It'll get sent at like an upwards angle, so like it basically covers so much space. It's really good against like tether recoveries. Neutral B in general is really good against tether recoveries, like Ivysaur, for example. Like when when RJ again started like was playing Ivysaur versus me a good bit, and like he would just like I would try and edge guard with Nair, and he would either razor leaf me and it would like hit me, or he would up beat a ledge and then like it would get there before my tether hit, or before my Nair works, and he would just punish me. So what I started doing is I just started neutral being, and neutral being is just a really good way to like not commit to an edge guard. Something I started doing too is like if I don't want to do this, if I don't want to like fall off neutral B, and like because like if that doesn't work, then like I'm off stage and I'm re-grabbing. So something I started doing is I started doing that. So like I'll like jump back neutral B, and like it puts it a little bit lower than just like just like doing it on stage. So that works really well. And like also it tracks farther too, because like when I'm starting the neutral B, I'm like a little bit away. So that's pretty good. And then like in neutral versus like slower characters who like who can't necessarily run under it, who can't necessarily jump around it really well, I'll use it in neutral. But like I said, certain characters can approach, some characters can like jump over it. Another thing, like another bad habits I see Palu do, and that like I've fallen for a bit, and might occasionally do, is like if they start a match on like Smashville, for example, and they instantly start the match with neutral B, like Kirby Kid, like I said, Kirby Kid, him and I played a bunch. So if we're on like a smaller stage that like we kind of like spawn closer to each other, if I neutral B and he reads me neutral Bing at the beginning of the match, he can just run, jump over me, and like punish me for it. Right. So like I would say like definitely using neutral B is like it's a really easy move to use in like a quote unquote like brain dead manner, like just like, oh, I'm just gonna like throw it out because it's like it's seemingly low commitment, it does 13.8 damage, whatever. But like against people who like against characters who have the mobility to get around it, and against people who are like keen on the usage of it, like they can get around it. Like I would say using it at the beginning of the match is probably like, it can be the best time to use it because it can get you an easy lead, or it can be the worst time to use it because it can get you an instant like deficit. But it tracks well. It's a good bit of damage. Like I said, it can edge guard non-committally. Like for example, like if a Peach is like using float to recover, because like Peach is a lot harder to edge guard if she has float. So if Peach is like recovering off stage with float, I can neutral B and it'll hit her out of float, and now like her up B becomes a lot easier to edge guard, and like her off stage becomes a lot easier to edge guard. Or like Kirby, for example, who can like use multiple jumps to kind of like maneuver around my hitboxes and then the air dodge to ledge. If I just neutral B, it puts him back a little bit, and so he's forced to air dodge, and I can just up smash him. Let's see, and like if I'm like neutral beam from far away and someone like shields it, like they don't really get that much advantage from shielding it from super far away. And like something I like to do, and people can get like punish me for it sometimes. I'll neutral B and then I'll instantly side B. And why I like to do that is because if someone gets hit by neutral B, for example, so this goes in hand with that. If you like Foxtrot, you can't shield out of a Foxtrot. And so like, if someone gets hit by neutral B, their natural reaction is like, oh, I want to go punish her now. Or like, I want to go run after her. So what'll happen sometimes, it depends on the distance, obviously. But like what I'll do is I'll hit someone with a neutral B and then I'll instantly side B. And what that takes advantage of is it takes advantage of them running at me, because if they like basically buffer a dash right after getting hit out of neutral B, then when I side B, they'll still be stuck in their Foxtrot, so they can't shield, and so they'll get they'll get hit by neutral B and then they'll get instantly hit by side B, and that's also super frustrating. Like the mental aspect of that is really annoying as well.
Right. So, if you're super new, if you clicked on this video because you literally Googled how to play Palu, Foxtrot is the initial dash, like this.
Yeah. Just like if you just flick your stick in one direction, that's what a Foxtrot looks like. The little smoke puffs will come around.
And that's a really good movement option for characters like Chrom. Chrom's Foxtrotting is actually faster than their dash speed.
So yeah, taking advantage of that, like, you know, if someone's just like, you know, trying to like dash dance camp or just doing that or whatever, then you can like definitely take advantage of that by just like, you know, throwing out that projectile, throwing out a dash tag that they can't shield. And like if they have to jump around it or like pick another defensive option that's not shield, then like, you know, they're either gonna get hit or they can't punish you for it.
Alright, so we've covered almost every tool that Palu has. The only thing we really haven't discussed yet are her smash attacks. So up smash was notorious for a long time, and I think it's finally died down a little bit because it's not quite what it used to be. It's still a very good move. It used to... Wow, I can't... There we go. I can't do a smash input on a pro controller for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It used to go below ledge.
It still does.
It used to go farther below ledge.
Oh wait, when? It was. I don't think it was patched, was it?
It was patched like really early.
Oh, okay. Well, that was probably before I was playing Paladin, depending on how early it was. But yeah, like it's thankfully, you know, it still hits under ledge, but not as low as down tilt. So like certain characters' recoveries just get like 2-framed by this. Like DDD, for example. If he upbeats the ledge, I can just up smash him. Granted, he can super armor throw it if he holds down, but then I just punish him for it. But that's like, you know, layers of mix up, whatever. Another character, let's see, like
my personal favorite is Elite Smash Wolf, who overutilizes side B. If you're playing a Wolf and he uses a lot of side B, up smash is your best friend in the world all of a sudden.
Yeah, because like and even versus like not only Smash Wolves, like if you just like nair them to the point where they have to like, you know, they're like right here, and it's like, oh well, if you don't side B, you die. Then you just charge up smash, and it just lingers forever, and just like, you know, kills them. One thing I feel like people don't know about up smash though, well, okay, I guess I'll just explain how up smash works. So it's active for 14 frames, but so there's 3 hitboxes for it, for the first 14 frame or for the first 13 frames of the move. So the strength is based on, watch, get on the platform for a second, that way the whole camera can like kind of show. Actually, yeah, so like up smash, it like the third of it that is closest to me, so basically like what kind of covers my body and a little bit above that is the strongest hit. So that third, you know, will kill. Then the middle third is, you know, a little bit weaker, and then the top third will almost never kill. It's like the top part of it, it'll catch people jumping or whatever, catch people in the air, but like unless you're like, you know, at a really high percent and it just snags you randomly, it's not really going to be killing. So like, you know, if you're tech chasing with up smash on platforms, it's going to be the middle hit. So like you're not going to be able to kill it like 100. You're going to be able to kill like maybe like 130 or something like that. But it's still a good tech chase because like it lingers forever. So if someone just rolls into this, it can also cover like multiple options. But another thing is that, you know, people know it's like, oh, it's active for 18 frames. That's so broken. And it is. But the last 5 frames of the move are the weak hit. So like if I hit you with the last 5 frames of the move, it doesn't matter if I'm hitting you with the bottom of it, it's still a weaker hit, so it's not going to kill you. Granted, you can't combo off of it, but there was one time that I hit, now Snaily, then Mystic Star, I hit him with, it was lingering up smash, so it was like the last 5 frames, into up air, and he was like, this character's so nuts. You know, like I said, not a true combo, but it can work. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people just think it's like that strong for 18 frames, and you know, it's only a few frames off, but yeah.
It's a good option to seal out those stocks that are kind of getting away from you a little bit.
Yeah. And then like, you know, in certain matchups, a lot of characters just can't really deal with it. Like Lucario, for example, like struggles a lot versus up smash. It's really hard to maneuver around it. But then like other characters, like, you know, if, you know, Joker just tethers to ledge. doesn't have to worry about it. Arsene can get hit, but like there's also like another thing people don't like. I know about this because Palu is one of the best. Well, like the best character at two framing, whatever. Different characters, two frame animations are different based on how they grab the ledge. So like in the sense that if your character like up B's from right here, so like diagonally, versus if they go directly up, or if they like ride the wall. So like Fox, for example, if Fox does not ride the wall and he up B's to the ledge, he can get hit by up smash and down tilt. But if he rides the wall, he cannot get hit by up smash. One wonky example, if Sonic rides the wall, he can get hit by up smash. If he doesn't ride the wall, he can't. Certain characters can get hit by up smash regardless of if they ride the wall or not, but it's different. Like Luigi, if Luigi rides the wall, his hand will be like kind of like in the stage, so it'll be like kind of like where I'm standing. But if he doesn't ride the wall, his hand will be like a little bit above the ledge, but like farther away. So like a character, like I said, for Joker, if Joker rides the, like no matter what Joker does for Arsene, I can hit him with up smash. But if he rides the wall, then I have to be a little bit away. But if he doesn't ride the wall, then I have to be closer to the ledge. So like, being able to recognize which is which as far as the recovery is important for two frame with up smash. But if you want to go for a safer option, down tilt works perfectly. And like you don't really have to space it or really time it. But
I love how the character has insane options, and then you're like, well, if you don't really want to think too much, just down tilt.
Yeah, you can just do this, yeah. But thankfully, like as far as balance wise, like because there is DIing against down tilt, like it is, you can mitigate the reward of down tilt. So like there is more quote unquote risk going for up smash, but the reward is greater. But if you want to like, if you're more focused on like getting a hit as opposed to getting a kill, then I would definitely say down tilt is what you want to go for.
So you talked about spacing and using forward smash.
Yes. So if forward smash, it is very big range. If you miss, it has a win box. So like if I like try and whiff punish someone, or if I read someone jumping in or whatever, or like on the ground, and I F smash and it misses, then a lot of times what will happen is like I'll F smash, someone will be like, oh, they whipped F smash, let me try and run in an instant dash grab, and they'll whip the dash grab because the win box. Up smash also has, or forward smash also has a tipper, but it's like it's like a sour spot. Like you don't want to hit the tipper, you want to hit the base. But like it still has it still kills relatively early. It has a lot of range. It's disjointed. So like like I said, if I'm like baiting people with down tilt and they get up attack, I can like F smash them and it'll outrange them, like outrange to get up attack, which is super good. F smash is also like really good at killing. As far as speed wise, up smash and F smash are both frame 18, and then down smash is frame 17. So like her smash checks are pretty slow. Like she doesn't really have like a spot dodge cancel smash tag.
Down smash, where's the spot? Like right here-ish?
As far as
roll and neutral get up?
Yeah, depending on like, depending on people's get up attack ranges, you can hit get up attack, you can hit roll, you can hit standard get up. Granted, like it's hard to punish standard get up with a move that doesn't last that long. But if I'm like doing this and like someone get up attacks and it whiffs, also one thing about the move is that like if I'm like facing away, you see how she like raises her leg? So, I can potentially like high profile like a move, depending on like how low they do it, whatever. That's probably like really niche and probably doesn't work. Like, it might work for like some characters. But yeah, like, if certain spacings, I can outspace get up attack. I can outspace like, roll, or I can hit roll. But yeah, and like the thing about down smash is that like there is different DI for the move. Like, like I said earlier, for dash attack, you want to DI away. Obviously for forward smash, you want to DI towards Palu. But like down smash also has two hitboxes. It has a close hitbox, and it has a like quote unquote tipper or sour spot hitbox. So if you get hit by the sweet spot, you want to DI away because down smash sends upwards. But if you get hit by the sour spot, then it sends away. So like you want to DI in. So like if you DI in on the sweet spot, you'll die early. If you DI away on the sour spot, you'll also die pretty early. Granted, not as early, but like it can be pretty ambiguous to know which one you have to DI. So like it, if you're like in the middle of the move, then like then it can be kind of
are. So
yeah.
Pokeball's a great reference to hold. I'll say him in the center. And
it's okay. So that looked to be the sour spot, and then let's see, the sweet spot. That seemed to be the sweet spot because like it did a good bit of damage. So like, let's see. Down smash. Yeah, maybe walk a little bit closer. Yeah, right there. This should hit. Okay, so it was a hitbox. It looked like the wing hit you, but not like the actual like hitbox. Let's see. Yeah, like the wing's literally hitting. Okay. Yeah, so that was like the weak hit. So
and
like
really 0% it sent me straight horizontal.
Right. So like you clearly saw that for the sweet spot you went up, and for the sour spot you went horizontal. So like knowing how to DI that can be really scary, because or like just having DI that can be really scary because it's like if you DI in and since they buffed this move, it can just like blow you up. Like if I have a little bit of rage and like you're like at 80 and you don't DI this move properly and I don't even charge it, you can just die. Like it's crazy.
I feel like you see that a lot. You see a lot of people die relatively early to some Palu smash attack nonsense.
Yeah, for sure.
Not being prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean I don't blame them. It's pretty ambiguous, but I would probably say it's best to DI. I don't know, cause like if you DI in, okay, if you're not at kill percent, DI in. So like if you're like if you're at 70, just DI in, because even if you DI in on down smash at that percent, you won't die. But if you're at kill percent, then probably just DI away and hope that you can recover, because like you'll just blow up if you don't DI away.
So, would you say down smash is the most situational over smash attacks? Because forward smash, we talked about like clear spots where it's advantageous, where you actually want to use F smash quite a bit.
Yeah.
Down smash, what situations would you go for it?
See, like, as far as covering platforms, I can just nair, or I can up air, or like, I can like side B, whatever. Reading rolls, like down smash is pretty, like, off of ledge. I would honestly rather just like back throw someone rather than down smash, because like if they don't, so okay. So when someone roll gets up, they're probably holding towards center stage, unless they're trying to outright punish you. But like, if someone roll gets up and they're DIing, towards center stage because that's just the way they're holding, then, if they get hit with a sour spot, then they'll probably either land on stage or they'll be around the ledge. And if they, get hit with a sweet spot, then they're DIing properly and they won't die. So like, I would much rather them get sent off stage than get hit by down smash, because like, with down smash, they might take more damage, but with back throw, like, I can just reset the ledge trap.
Gotcha. So there's really not a situation where you would 100% go for down smash. It's purely a mix-up option.
Yeah, like, obviously I find myself using up smash, and I find myself using F smash. Like, I can like describe scenarios in which I'd be like, yeah, like, here is when I go for this, F smash, or this is when I go for up smash. But I can't really say like, yeah, this is like my down smash situation. Like, I don't really go for it that often. I'm sure there is something that like, maybe not something that I'm not thinking of, because thinking about it, I really don't ever really use that move when it comes to like maybe if I like hard read someone and F smash won't kill for sure, and maybe they might die to down smash, but like I never like really put people in a spot where it's like, okay, like, nah, I just down smash. Like, down smash is the answer here.
That's fair. So any like final wrap up tips to people either new to the game or new to Palu specifically?
So, like we said earlier, as far as like, playing aggressive and defensive, whatever, I would definitely say like, try not to get stuck into like one mindset with her, because like, when I was new to Palu, I was like, oh, like, we're playing neutral, like I'm gonna like explosive flame and whatever, and like, what are they gonna do? But like if we're at this distance, unless you're like a zoner, like if you're like Roy or Wolf or like I don't know Joker or something, like like the latter two characters do have options to camp. Like you're gonna want to be like running in. If I'm like we're playing neutral whatever, and we're at this distance, and I explosive flame, like the likelihood that you're standing still or gonna dash back is very low. So if I explosive flame, you're gonna like naturally just be dashing towards me. So like you'll be able to like hard punish me. If I'm like at 50. And like if I'm like at the ledge, I'm like trying to camp or whatever, and like Roy's center stage, and I side B, and he's just running in like he would normally, he can just like F smash me or side B me and just kill me if he has rage.
Right. I think the one thing you'll find if you play a lot of Palu, explosive flame's not safe. Like, it's not a safe neutral tool 90% of the time.
Yeah, like on shield, it's really good, but like the likelihood that your opponent will shield it is very low. Like if you're using it in neutral, you're most likely using it wrong. You can abuse it against, but like you mostly want to use it when your opponent's off stage, or like specific ledge scenarios or platform scenarios like tech chasing and whatnot. But other than that, like neutral, you do not really want to use it.
Right. So as far as things people should lab out, explosive flame placement around platforms. And then teleport cancel stuff.
So explosive flame placements, teleport cancels. Another thing, like getting good at like teleporting off ledge, like just like trying to go as far as you can possibly go. Like because like teleporting off ledge is really good because it kind of just like mitigates a lot of ledge traps. Like she can go really far with it depending on how like how long it takes to like teleport. Like for example, like I remember like. The reason I started doing teleport off ledge is like I like there's a lot of DDs on a state. I don't really play them as often anymore, but like versus Gordo, when a DD with Gordo, I would just do this, and like now he's in lag and I'm center stage. Someone I use it against often is Kirby Kid, because like when K. Rool wants to do like he'll sit right here in a platform and then he'll get down and he'll use his Blunderbuss like the suction hitbox, right. And I'll just be on ledge and I'll teleport past him, then I'll dash tag. Granted, they buffed it so like he can, it's not as free a punish anymore. But I can still like at least get center stage and not have to deal with the ledge trap. I honestly, I would say not necessarily something you want to lab out because like it's more so like a kind of depend on your opponent, depend on the match kind of thing. I would say abusing teleport, because I think teleport is like one of her best moves. I would argue top 5. Because I remember telling my friends, like, if Palu's up B ever gets nerfed, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not saying I'm going to drop her, but I don't know what I would do because I abuse that move so much. Like, I abuse it to get off the ledge. I abuse it to get out of disadvantage. I abuse it to camp. I abuse it in particular ways to recover. I abuse it offensively with teleport cancels. That move has like so much depth to it. It's like my favorite move in the game to use. It's crazy, honestly. Like,
right.
Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it just has so much versatility to it. Like, for example, like how I utilize it to like get around certain recoveries. Like, instead of going to the ledge, I'll like teleport around the ledge. Just like so much stuff like that. Like, for example, if I'm fighting an Inkling and I'm scared of getting grabbed or rollered, what I'll do off ledge is I'll do drop off. Like, let's say we're on Smashville, for example, and I don't want to get grabbed. I'll do drop off, teleport slightly up to get to land in the Smashville platform. Or let's say I'm playing a character with low airspeed or like low run speed or whatever, then I can like, and we're on like Battlefield, I can like drop off, jump, teleport to the top platform. And like if I'm fighting like Kirby or Banjo, for example, who like characters who don't have like high jumps, or like Snake, then he can't really do anything about that. Or if I'm finding a character that has like I said, like DDD or like Ice Climbers, who has like ledge chop tools that are like basically just like putting constant hitboxes that are just hard to deal with, I can just teleport past that. Or a character like Wolf or Incineroar, who like are really good ledge trappers but have slow run speeds, I can drop off, teleport from ledge, and like unless they're reading me or in a position that can punish me if they react quickly enough, they can't punish me if I make it to center stage. Like, you know, Incineroar is just way too slow to get past it. So like I would say like learning to abuse up B, I think is probably like what can set you apart, because like it can up B can become your advantage, it can become your disadvantage, it can become your camping. You know, it's just like it has so much usage.
And it's something that, like, spending 15, 20 minutes in training mode just practicing it can go a long way towards being comfortable to use enough to use it in those situations. Because it's not necessarily, it's not difficult, but you have to be comfortable with the option. Like, you have, it's...
Yeah. It's definitely just one of those things that you want to like make muscle memory. Like, you know, if you're in a high pressure situation and you don't have a jump, it's last hit, last stock, and you need to teleport at a disadvantage, and you need to hit, you need to hit that teleport cancel. You better be able to do it. You know, you better have practiced it enough to the point where it's like, you know, second nature. And thankfully, it's not like you said, like it's execution wise, it's not difficult, but it's just like, you know, being consistent with it.
Yeah, because it's definitely something like right now, if I was in a situation where it'd be advantageous, I wouldn't be able to do it just because I'm not comfortable with it. Like, in that clutch situation, it wouldn't be the first place my mind went, so I wouldn't be able to execute it. But mechanically speaking, it's super easy.
Yeah, like, you know, anyone can, like, you know, if I tell you like, oh, like I'll give you 5 tries, you know, no time limit, whatever, you know, just teleport cancel off this platform. You know, I'm sure by the 5th try you've done it, but like, you know, if you're, you know, off stage or like, you know, up in the air with a jump versus Joker, and if you get hit by this back air, you die, and like you need to teleport cancel at this specific angle off this platform, you know, if you can't do it, you die. Like that's when it matters.
Right? We saw it in me just messing around when you're doing it. Like, when you were demonstrating stuff, I was messing around and I was SDing with teleport cancels because I'm not comfortable with it. Like, I'd get the cancel and still SD from it just because of unfamiliarity, with no, like, mechanical excuse. Just the fact that mentally I wasn't there for it or prepared for it or comfortable with it.
Yep.
But thank you for coming tonight. I think this, like, I learned a lot about Palu, and I've played this character more than any other. So hopefully somebody else out there will find it useful and entertaining. Before we go, typical YouTube outro stuff, would you like to plug anything?
You know, during all this quarantine stuff, I can't really think of much to do, but I would say, if anything, you know, if your local scenes like venue has like, you know, something, you know, maybe like a GoFundMe, because I remember like my scene recently had like, you know, needed a GoFundMe for like a local venue. Like if any way possible you can support your local scene in these trying times. Like, venues right now are really hard to come by because like, you know, all like those like card game shops or whatever are going out of business because of the times. I would just say basically anything to plug, support your local scene in any way possible, whether it be, you know, entering their Wi-Fi tournament, you know, exposure, just anything like that. Just support your local scene.
Shopping online. If they offer a product, like, I've been promoting a certain card shop in Houston a lot because people are asking me where to get Elgatos, and I saw that they tweeted that they had them. And a card shop's not the place you would normally go for that sort of thing, and maybe it's not even the cheapest place, but supporting those businesses right now is more important than ever. So shopping locally in any way you can, even if you're ordering online from a local store, can go a long ways towards...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you need more of a reason other than like, you know, just like keeping the business stay afloat because like it helps the Smash scene, like, you know, helping that business in the short term helps you in the long term, because like if you don't help them, you won't have a tournament scene, you won't be able to get better, and if you're a player that gets money from locals, you won't have money to go towards going to majors, to where you can like get a name for yourself, to where you can get a sponsor. Like, you know, it's a domino effect. So like I think, so, you know, it starts at your local scene, and that's where support matters the most.
Absolutely. But on a more personal note, follow Zie on Twitter. He's hilarious.
Period. Zie_SSB, ZIE_SSB.
And then you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at moo_SSB. Any follows towards my Twitch channel, I'm really close to 100 follows. I would greatly appreciate that. Cough, Snelly, cough.
Go.
But Last Thought Gaming, more importantly, at Last Thought Gaming, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. we're trying to put out content every single day on our YouTube and on this Twitch channel. So if you could support that in any way, greatly appreciated. First Stock Fridays is coming up tomorrow. We have Radish King, number 3 in Houston, versus Haru, number 2 in San Antonio.
Good.
I'm anticipating that we're gonna get Lucas Luigi. I put Lucas on the flyer, but Haru also has like arguably the best Palu in Texas.
I've heard he plays Palu. Because Snaily told me that he's good friends with Haru, and like when he referred to Haru, he was like, "Oh yeah, like Palu." But then I saw Lucas on the thing. I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
So Haru early meta was a Lucas main, and then quickly became a Palu main. But being friends with Haru and talking about this matchup, I was told that they play Lucas in this matchup. So I put Lucas on the flyer just as a little bit of hype, and hopefully that's the matchup we'll get for the majority of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Palu come out, because they are a Palu main.
Yeah. I haven't played Haru, but I have played Radish King, and he is really good. So like, and I've seen like some of his results. Like, from my perception of Radish King's skill comes less from playing him, because I've only played him in like, it was in a crew battle. It was like one singular game,
and he
basically.
Demolished UH.
Yeah, that was something. So I'm not gonna judge him based on that, but I have seen his results, and like, he definitely does like really well. Like, he's a name that I hear a lot, and like you said, number 3 in Houston. That's like, that's not easy to do in that monster of a region. So it should be a good set.
No, absolutely should be hype. On Saturdays, we have the LSG Galaxy Cup, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. Last thing I'll plug. Well, it's not going to be the last thing I plug, because I got one more. But Tuesdays, we're doing random singles. Wednesdays, we're doing doubles. And Saturday, we're doing a $2 bracket with traditional singles. We haven't had, like, high entrant numbers, but the entrants we have been getting have been really stacked. Like, we had 3 ridiculously strong doubles teams in, like, an 18 bracket last night. And
yeah, that's crazy.
Like, we had a small bracket, and the favorites didn't win. So I was happy with it. I'm always happy to see a little bit of upsets, or people from regions that maybe, like, the upside of this whole situation right now is players from regions that don't normally get a lot of exposure are getting a lot more attention. Like Ray.
Dude, Ray yes, that's so good. Where is Ray even from?
Corpus Christi.
What? I don't think I've even heard of him, but I've seen him play, and he's really good.
So I heard of him. I heard tales. Corpus is loud, and if you're in the Texas Smash scene and you're friends with people from every region, like, you hear about Corpus, but you kind of just brush it off like it's Corpus. Like, nobody cares about Corpus. So the meme for a long time was Walter's the only good player in Corpus Christi. And I bought into it. When I did Let's Settle This, the big invitational last July, I actually invited Walter to it. But I didn't even have any other Corpus players on the radar. Well, about 5-6 months ago, I started hearing rumors of this Ray fellow and how good he was, and that he was going to make waves, and that as soon as he got out of Corpus, everybody was going to know his name. And I was like, okay, this is just a small scene hyping up their boy. But discounted a little bit because it's Wi-Fi. He is not the player I thought he'd be. Because you hear Zelda, and I expect somebody super campy, super lame, maybe that doesn't have any, like, mechanics, just a strong, neutral game Zelda. But he's something special. Like, he plays...
Oh my god.
I commented... The framing I give for this, and I give it I think I've said it every single time that he's been on my stream, which is now, like, an absurd amount, because he won 2 out of 3 events last week. He was in grand finals this week. I have like 5 or 6 recorded sets of him versus Yellow on my stream right now. Like, I have a lot of him playing good players that I've been blessed enough to witness recently. And I always talk about how, coming from Houston, hosting the Sweet Spot, the 2 top players that always came out to the Sweet Spot were Bonrin and Deluxe. So Bowser and Zelda are 2 characters that I'm very much familiar with and very much comfortable with talking about.
Right.
Ray threw out everything I knew about how people approach Zelda is just completely gone now. Like, my mind was completely blown watching him play, because I expected somebody patient and methodical like Bonrin. But Ray goes ham.
Dude, yeah, you can tell, like, a player's, like, influential when they can, like, impact your, like, thinking of a character.
No, absolutely. Like, that's the thing about, like, a lot of high-level players, yourself included. Like, they alter the way you think about a character that fundamentally, like on the surface level, like Palutena looked really, really simple. But when you look at how a top level or high level player thinks about the moveset, it really changes your perspective. And when you can see that through their play style without even talking to them, that's when you know, in my opinion, that there's something special.
Yeah, I think like one aspect of like becoming a really good player, like okay, like advice I might find myself typically giving like people who are starting out or like lower level people or like maybe people who are like picking up a secondary they haven't played before is like look at the good players and copy the good players, like just like you see what the good things they do that. But I feel like one aspect of becoming a good player with a character is like developing a personality, like.
Right.
You can't get you can get pretty far. You can get arguably around mid level, just like copying what the good players do. But like you will not make it to high level if you're just like cookie cutter like whatever player. Like if you just like do all the same stuff that like Nairo does, but just like at a lower like mental thinking because like Nairo obviously has like many years on us as far as experience. Like you're not going to get that far because people have seen it all before and you're doing it at a lower level. But if you can like start developing stuff, especially now, like Ultimate at this point in the game is like it's perfect because we're far enough in that we're able to understand the game's mechanics, but we're still early enough to where it's like you can make some really big developments with your character if you just hit the lab.
So there's a recent like Twitter thing about nature versus nurture and players skill
All
caps and all
that
this.
mess, yeah.
I was thinking about making a video on it because I have a lot of opinions, but one thing I will say on that subject, and that relates to this directly, talking to players and the way you approach practice can go so much farther than just grinding out games mindlessly. If
Yeah.
you're
Oh my
playing
goodness.
mindlessly and just doing top level stuff that you see every top level play, it doesn't matter if you have all the potential in the world, you'll never realize it. But if you sit here and do
Right.
things like we did tonight, where you're talking to a player that's very experienced or more knowledgeable than you are about a certain subject, it can open your mind to new ways to approach the game. I remember week 1 of Ultimate, I went to Coral Sword when Krebs was still hosting there on Thursday nights, and after the tournament I got to play Deluxe Menu. And we just did friendlies for 10-15 minutes, and he completely dissected why my Young Link was bad and just changed the way I viewed the character. Like, because I'd watched, like, is it J-Tails, his YouTube video on like how to do ladder combos and all that early Young Link tech stuff that wasn't really anything special, like first hit back air stuff and just the little cool shiny things. But 5 minutes with Deluxe Menu where he said, hey, this is why Nair is ridiculous. Like, even though now it seems like something stupid, but that conversation like 2 days into the game was huge. And being at the point we are in the meta now, like those conversations are even more valuable. Like they can expose you to things that are way bigger than, hey, Young Link's Nair is dumb.
Right. Yeah. Just like even like talk as someone equal to my level, like even talking to someone else that's like not maybe doesn't even have to be better than me, could even be like arguably like whatever slightly worse than me, but just with a different character, like I can learn. Like I am definitely a proponent of like no matter how good you are, you can learn from people at any skill level. So like I'm always super interested and I always ask a bunch of questions about characters because like I just want to learn more. Like it can be super niche information, like it can be something as simple as like, oh yeah, if this character goes for this super specific combo on this platform at this positioning at this percent, you need to DI like this. And I'm like, okay, noted, and I write it down. Just like you can learn so much from people just from like talking. Like that's why like I don't like when people are like, oh yeah, like I practice this game so much and I don't know why I'm not good. And then like I'm like, oh, how do you practice? And they're like, oh well, like I just play friendlies like the whole time. I'm like, well, that's where it is. Like,
right?
You need to do more than that. Like, you're not thinking about the game. You're kind of just like autopiloting. Like, playing friendlies will make your autopilot good, which like making your autopilot good is definitely like something that's necessary. Just because like maybe
it allows you the opportunity to think more. But if you're not practicing the thinking part, it becomes
exactly.
No, we talked about Palutena for an hour and 45 minutes. The most I've ever talked about Palutena with anybody, because Palutena is on the surface level such a simple character, but this is a character that I've spent a lot of time playing. Like I've played thousands of friendlies with this character, and I learned more about the character in an hour and 45 minutes than I had in like my last 150 hours of playing it.
I'm so glad because I just like I love like I like teaching in general, but like I just like love like talking about my character, and like I've spent like a lot of time like developing in her and stuff. That's like some people might think like, oh, like why would you want to share all that stuff that took you all that time within like an hour? Like it took you like multiple like it took you a year to learn something that you're teaching in like an hour. But like the more I help people like develop Palu, like like they can come back and help me with something at some point, because now that I've leveled them up mentally to where I am with the character. Like our brains work differently, our practice methods work differently, so they'll be working on something that I'm not, and because I help them, they'll help me, and like later on, and like with something I didn't know. It's just like I just enjoy being able to teach that, and I like seeing the character get developed, because like that's my goal. My goal isn't to like hide information from anyone. Like I would love like all the Palos to be doing all the different stuff I do and all that different stuff, and like making me learn new ways of implementing it and whatnot.
Absolutely. But the last thing I will plug before we get out of here, the LSG podcast is every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. This week is part 3 of our ongoing series on competitive Pokemon, VGC, where basically Lou, another one of our sponsored players, we do this for an hour about Pokemon, where we talk and take a deep dive into various subjects around Pokemon. So episode 1 was kind of an introduction to VGC, what it is, how the format works, why you should care, etc. Episode 2 was talking purely about Dynamax and Gigantamax. And then we did a Why I Suck last Wednesday on Pokemon, where he walked me through. He helped me team build a team from scratch in Showdown and explain synergies and more in depth, like went crazy in depth on team building. But this week we'll be making that a little more digestible and discussing team building. So if you're interested in VGC and haven't played that, Sunday, 1 p.m., you'll learn how to build a competitive Pokemon team and why you should care about it. But thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. That's it for me.
See y'all.